Hey, welcome to the video. I hope you all are fine. Today is a watercolor session. It was a long time since I painted with watercolor for the last time, and recently I wanted to try again. There are a lot of techniques and styles you can try with watercolor, and today I started with realism. It is the style that I've started doing in the past with graphite pencils and colored pencils, and I've always thought difficult to do realism with watercolor. Usually, I didn't like my watercolor pens in the past, but I wanted to mix watercolor with ink pens to create illustrations that are not just black and white on my portfolio. So I choose a photo reference from Pinterest for this pen, and I just tried to pen every detail that I was seeing to make it as realistic as possible. I mixed the colors to create a palette to this paint and added a lot of layers to create shadows, deepness, texture, and the layers and layers of colors. And I had a good time doing it. This is my first try, and it's not the way I imagined it. I didn't felt that I achieved what I wanted, what I was expecting. And I sent a newsletter with this illustration because I need it, but I wasn't happy. I felt that I lost a little my style with ink pens when I added the watercolor, or I am just overthinking, but I think I need to work more on it to find a result that I like, using both materials together. Later, I practiced more with different references to find my way in watercolor. And for the last paint of this session, I'm going to paint a dog, a beagle. I found a photo of it painted with watercolor and tried to copy. I'm not sure about how to describe this style, but it's based on realism, but was not expected to copy the texture or the real colors. So you will see some blue, purple, and pink. And I really appreciate artists who can do it, because if I take a photo and try to add colors that are not in the photo reference, it's harder to me imagine it, what colors and where I will add it. So I think this is a really pretty art style, and this is why I chose this reference. And I hope that while I am practicing different art styles, I can improve my own art style. I want to improve the way I mix the colors, I add the colors. I like my own art style, but I think it's normal for artists always wanted to improve your abilities, always improve your style to be better artists. I don't see my art style as an art style with a lot of personality. So this is why I try to practice different art styles. And I think this is hard for me because when I started to draw, when I was a kid, I always pursue the realism. So it was a challenge for me when I started to draw with ink pens, because I needed to simplify the lines that I was seeing in a photo reference. But after a lot of practicing, I was happy with the style that I created with using ink pens. So it's realism, but not a realism, if you can understand what I am saying. And I want to do the same with other materials, other techniques, but it's difficult to create just one style that you can do with all the materials and techniques. But I will keep trying to create this style, because it's so nice when someone look to your work and see you in your work, see that, oh, this paint is of that artist, and see the illustration with different materials. For example, a drawing with watercolors, a drawing with graphite pencil, a drawing with ink pens, and see you in all the illustrations that you do. And I want it, but sometimes I am anxious with it because there are a lot of techniques and art styles in the world, and you are not going to copy them, um, but your work will fit in some of them. So it's a lot of ways to you follow, to you choose and follow. And sometimes I am practicing and I stop with a lot of thoughts in my mind, like, oh, this is beautiful, I want to try it, but I already have a portfolio that is different from it, and I need to have a art style that I can repeat a lot of times to work with it. I can't have a style that I do in a way today and then do in a other way tomorrow, because to work with this, especially in books, I needed to have one art style. So I was very overthinking about it when I was practicing. And I hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.